All right, here goes. What's up, everybody? I am super pumped. I am interviewing Chad Yancey for the first time. Chad is in Arkansas. Last year, he closed 95 loans. He's averaging 8 loans per month, and he's winning with education. And I know that because Arvis Bank, which is I believe Arvis is the leading bank in your market.
Yes,
Isn't that
sir.
the market
Yes,
share
sir.
leader?
We are.
Congratulations on that. But they're super. They take education very serious at the bank level. They really want to help the financial well-being of everyone in the local communities you guys serve. And Chad is the top mortgage coach user. He's creating the most TCAs, and I think you're averaging 8 loans a month, and you're doing at least 12 TCAs a month. So it sounds like you also have a pretty good conversion rate.
Yes, sir, man. This has been a game changer for my business. Again, like I've said, I wish I had this 5 years ago. Especially when rates are low. I mean, this is huge, Dave. Like you've said, I'm all about educating. I think that's one of the most important things when we're dealing with investments for our customers like this. I had a bad personal experience when I bought my first house. There wasn't much education. I was just thrown into a product and loan was closed. And I believe that's not right. We need to be educating our customers top to bottom on different products. I'm showing them these TCAs. I want them to make the best, financial decision for them. But I want them to know, top to bottom, everything they're getting themselves into. And I think this product that you've got us set up with is, like I said, a game changer. I mean, it's huge. Um,
When,
I'm
when did
pushing
you
this.
start,
Go ahead.
when did you start using Mortgage Coach? You said, I wish I would have had it 5 years ago.
Oh
How long?
gosh, I mean, I've only had it 2.5 months. I'm green. I'm still green to it, but I'm getting it out there. I mean, I'm talking to real estate agents, financial planners, all of my customers. I mean, and we've got banks and other companies that are utilizing it as well, but not on the level they need to be. I send roughly 100 to 200 text messages a week to realtors every Friday, and I'm hitting them hard on Mortgage Coach right now, and they all don't know what it is. And so that tells me other lenders aren't utilizing this product like they need to be. Not only do our customers need to be knowing about this, so does the agents. I think it's a leg up.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. And I love having conversations like this. It's part of why I wanted to talk to you and talk to you now.
I was going
Is
after.
you just have gone from loan officer, given fee worksheets, and you know what that conversation feels like, you know what it sounds like, to you're a mortgage coach and you're having a more valuable conversation with folks. So let's talk about your why. Like, why did you decide to adopt it? I want to hear one or two strategies of how you're using it in your local market, and then we'll kind of close out with anyone who wants to, like, yeah, I want to go from loan officer to mortgage coach. We'll close out with tactics, but what's your why? Like, why did you decide to make this a priority and become a mortgage coach?
Just it goes back to that education piece. I get so many first time home buyers, or just so many customers that just they don't know what's going on, or they'll visit with another lender and just get a informal Excel spreadsheet. And again, I'm huge on educating them, and so adopting this product allows me to present them with this presentation, these total cost analysis, and these breakdowns, to really get them to understand what they're getting themselves into right now, but not just right now, but years down the road. And kind of like I mentioned earlier, I mean, I had that bad experience early on, and I don't want anybody else to go through that. I want them to know with one of the biggest investments of their lives, again, what they're getting themselves into. Dave, I watched a podcast that you did with Steve Kyle the other day, and he talked about he used the term sweat the same way every time. And that's kind of what I've adopted with this mortgage coach. I want every customer that I deal with that I'm doing the same way every time with them. A full cost analysis on multiple different houses, purchase prices, whatever it is. I want to be consistent with it and give every customer that I work with the same opportunity as the one before them and the one after them.
So first of all, super powerful why, and I push loan officer listening to this that has not become a mortgage coach yet, write down just a sentence or two, like, why do you want to go from loan officer to mortgage coach? And, the more clear your why is, the more personal your why is, the more compelling it is to you, the easier it will be to learn how to use the software, and the easier and faster you'll become a mortgage coach. And I do believe it's something that you could flip the switch and go from LO to mortgage coach like in a week. Like, it's not a 2-month project. It's like flipping the switch and boom, a week's worth of pain. I'll close out with how many TCAs until you really felt like, hey, I got this thing. But let's go through like a story or strategy right now. Is there any particular total cost analysis or mortgage coach experiences that you think would be helpful for anyone? All your friends at Arvis are going to be watching this. A bigger audience in the mortgage coach community is going to be listening to this. I didn't say that to put pressure on you, but I did say that so that you share, out of all of the TCAs you've done, what's one that you think would really be helpful for folks?
Absolutely. I've got one in particular. I had a customer that it kind of came down to two houses. One was a $350,000 house and one was a $375,000 house. Obviously, the 375 was going to cost them a little bit more monthly, but she really wanted her payment at that 350. So I did a TCA kind of showing her what it would take to get that 375 house payment at the 350 comparable payment. It was two different sellers, two different builders, and the 375 builder that was on this new construction had wiggle room on his profits, but he wanted to keep that purchase price at 375 just for comparables on the appraisal. So I worked it to where we could get that rate bought down with credits from that builder seller to get that payment down to 350.
And why don't you show the TCA while we're doing this? And guys, I would put this under the category of affordability options, where he is showing a client an affordability strategy, like one of the loan options, I haven't seen it yet, but is going to be less affordable than the other. And this is super common. Like we see when we do training, we teach mortgage professionals to show interest rate options. Sometimes it's, 2 points, lowest rate, highest cost, to no points, highest rate, highest cost. One thing that a lot of people do is they'll show like date the rate, marry the house. They'll like show that refi option. Do you ever put like the future refi option in your total cost analysis?
I haven't yet, but it's actually on a note sheet that I've got. I've got a whole notepad of Mortgage Coach of stuff I'm wanting to accomplish, and that's actually on there.
Cool. Well, show your screen and let's
Yes.
check out this one, and I'll give any feedback for folks.
Let's see.
All right.
Is that showing?
Yeah, that's perfect too. And I like the way, you just, yep, perfect.
Perfect. So in this particular situation, you'll see we've got here at the top 121 Clearwater. I've got two options for that customer, and then 113 Eva. But as you can see on the payment, so Clearwater was the cheaper house at 350. And this builder seller actually wanted me to do a few different purchase price options. But as you can see on Clearwater, those payments is around 2,600 and 2,500. Well, on Eva at the 375 and 371 900 payment, which is significantly more, we got those payments down. If you look at the far right column to 2,646, which is comparable to the 121 Clearwater at 345 purchase price of 2,651. So we found a way to give 15,000 in concessions on the far right 113 Eva to get that rate down to 5.5% to ultimately get that payment to be similar to what it would cost for the 121 Clearwater house. They're still in negotiations on this one. Hopefully it'll pan out.
Yeah, we'll keep this up. I wanna just make sure everybody's connect the dots. I mean, builders, realtors, partners are gonna love this because you're showing strategies to help a consumer, buy a more expensive home. But you know what? Families are gonna love this too because they're getting more lifestyle for the same payment. If you could scroll down real quick, I want to show the bottom tabs, and it's breaking it down monthly for the consumer. It looks like you chose to show it in 60 months, and then let's see what you showed long-term, 15 years.
Yes, sir.
And here, just a trick for you. Another thing you could do is turn this to net worth. So I don't know if you know how to do that. Do you know how to show net worth?
I do not, Dave.
Go into the advice engine, the next tab over. Go into the advice engine. Click on that next tab, like, where you created this, go into the advice engine.
Yeah, let me go back because I got this toolbar at the top here.
Okay. Yeah, now go to analysis real quick. Analysis right there. Scroll down, and you see where it says long-term chart type. Change that to net worth. Now scroll to the top. No, go back to that real quick. Scroll to the very top. Put under property appreciation rate. What do you think it is in your market?
I think we usually use 3%.
Okay, perfect. Put 3%. All right, now scroll down. Like, let's go to the very bottom. Actually hasn't updated yet. Go to the next screen, click next, and now go back to your TCA. The actual borrower experience.
Did it? Let update with me, and I need to move this toolbar again.
Yeah, and then go to the TCA. Now scroll down. Look at that net worth. Yeah. Look at the net worth they're getting. By the way, go back to the advice engine one more time, because I would change it to 5 years. So instead of 15 years, it's 5 years. And guys, that's really compelling. You're showing a consumer how to achieve their lifestyle. Boom, 5 years. And now go back to the presentation.
Oh, I got too much stuff on my desktop, guys.
He didn't know he was going to have to do all this. So look at that.
Yep.
The family will get more lifestyle, and they'll have more net worth in 5 years. And you're showing to this with absolute clarity. Clarity and confidence. You go ahead and stop sharing your screen, my man. So Chad, thanks for being, not only a leader at Arvis Bank to help all your loan officers become mortgage coaches, but in your local community, the families that you serve, they come away understanding their options better. They also come away understanding financial literacy and how money works better. Any comments on that? Just how you feel, like, how much more value do you think you're giving to borrowers now as a mortgage coach versus 3 months ago as a loan officer?
Dave, I mean, their facial expressions when I've got them in my office says it all. I mean, their eyes are just like, wow, you can do this? Because most of the time, they're shopping around between lenders. And like I said earlier, they're just getting a simple Excel spreadsheet with just numbers on it, versus when I can print this, or if I've got them on a Zoom like this and show this to them, they're dumbfounded. They're amazed when we can provide this to them. And so it's huge. But when I first started using this, I didn't want to just do the basics. I didn't want to just pick one purchase price, one house, compare different products and move on. I wanted to find better ways, other ways to use this that other lenders, maybe in our market that's not using. And so the one I just showed you guys, I mean, I think that's huge, but I've taken it farther too. I mean, doing a TCA of, let's say, 4 or 5 different houses at different price ranges that these customers are interested in. Not so much trying to get the payment like that TCA I just showed y'all to be the same, but just showing them what each price point looks like with payments on different houses. And then I've also done lender comparisons. I'm pretty good about getting loan estimates that are given to some of my customers that are rate shopping me in my hands. And so sometimes I'll create a TCA that shows the lender's breakdown of their fees, their rate, and then put mine side by side and show my customer why we're better than them and where we're saving them money. And so I think that's another valuable tool that a lot of lenders aren't utilizing in this market. I'm just trying to find that one up, that edge, educating them, just like what we've been talking about this whole time.
Love it. Well, before we go into and just spend, let's spend 3 to 5 minutes before we're over on, like, how long did it take you? How fast did you go from LO to mortgage coach? Let's talk about realtors. And I want to before I have you tell how you're using it, I'm going to show a clip from an interview I did last year with Shay Jenkins. She did 53 million, and it was like her second year as a full-time loan officer. And I want you to hear how she's using it with realtors. And then I want you to give your thoughts on this, because it's just going to be like 50 seconds. And then I want to hear what you're doing, so let's check out Shay real quick. Here we go.
I was going after this huge, one of the top agents in Denver. And I had been trying since I was an assistant, I had been trying to get this person. And finally, the poor girl gave me a break and was like, Lord, like, here you go, take this one lead. And I took the lead and I did a mortgage coach. And I was just like, you know what, why not? I'm going to CC the agent on here. And then that's when the agent picked up the call and she's like, are you serious? This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I'm like, what, mortgage coach? And I was like, you're the top agent. You've never seen this before? And she's like, absolutely not. She's like, this is amazing. She's like, would you be able to do this with all my buyers? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, that's so cool. And again, in her head, I think she was thinking, I'm up all night creating this massive presentation with all these numbers and graphs. And I got her business and she's one of my top agents now.
So first, any thoughts from that? And then two, what are you doing to win with Mortgage Coach and agents?
She's spot on though. And like I mentioned earlier, every Friday I'm sending 100+ text messages to realtors with a weekly update, tip, something. And I've been hitting hard on Mortgage Coach lately, and none of them know what it is, or they've seen it or experienced it. And we've got some really top agents here in this market. And so I'm right now educating them through that, but I'm also setting up meetings every Wednesday at their little sales meetings at these real estate offices, to get in front of them and do a live presentation like this, just showing them the benefits and the education that we can do on this. It's about staying top of mind with these realtors and making sure they understand that we have this product, and I'm just pushing it to them as hard as we can.
Love that. Love that. So do you loop in realtors, like she does, where she CCs the realtor?
Absolutely. I mean, most of the time, if I'm sending this to a customer, I'm sending it to their realtor as well.
And the feedback is off.
They love it. Absolutely. It's a game changer.
So, and guys, I've got lots of content that you can watch on how to position it with agents. But if you position it well with agents, most of them absolutely love it. And in this market, we need to get speed to need. We need to help get borrowers clear so that they're confident about buying or sitting on the fence. Like, for an agent, if you take them through a mortgage coach experience and that buyer is like, well, I'm not going to buy right now, that's valuable. And to really help a buyer optimize their purchase power so they make the offer they need to make to win the property, like taking them, whether they're a renter, whether they're a move-up buyer, take them through a mortgage coach will really help. So let's close out with because it's still pretty fresh in your head. How long did it take you from, okay, I want to do this thing, to like, okay, I got it. Like, this is not that hard. Like, how many TCAs and what period of time and how much of your personal time did you need to invest in learning how to be a mortgage coach?
Not long. And this is not a hard software to work. It's very self-explanatory. When we went through training here at the bank, they wanted us to create 5, I believe, before they approved us to use the product. I think it took me, I think I did it in a day, getting those 5 done. I was approved instantly, and then it was just getting there and playing with it. I think I was, probably fully comfortable with it within a week, maybe less. But it was quick. I mean, the more you do it, the better you get at it, the faster you get at it. And obviously the more options and the more ideas start coming to your mind about, like I said, I've got that sheet, that mortgage coach sheet in one of my little notepads of stuff I'm wanting to accomplish with it. And so it's huge. Obviously we realtors want to trust the lender they're sending this business to. And I think this software is a huge advantage for that. They trust us more because we're digging into this analysis for these customers. And so I'm gonna say it again, Dave, this is a game changer. It really is.
I love that. And in the spirit of taking action, for every loan officer watching this, first of all, if you're not already a mortgage coach, if you go to our webpage, trustengine.com/10x. There's a place to become a mortgage coach. Now, if you work with a company that's a partner of ours, like Chad does, just talk to your admin. And if if your company doesn't have access, schedule a demo. We'll be happy to talk to them. But this 10x page, I made this for loan officers and I made this for producing branch managers. So like of all the interviews, and I made hundreds of interviews last year, these are the 6 that I think will really provide you the, I just call it the core 6 for sales training in this market. How to win in this market, how to win with rate shoppers, how to win with realtors, how to recruit realtors. How Daniel saw, actually it says 300, but he closed over 350 loans last year. This bottom one is for all you branch managers. This is just Alex Thompson manages a region of 40 loan officers that became the #1 market leader in Columbus, Ohio last year. And they average 5 loans per month per loan officer, 40 loan officers. And this is how he's doing it. If you just want to focus on how to win with realtors, these are what I think are the 6 top. And if you want to upgrade your conversion skills and win with rate shoppers, these are the 3. Now, by the way, on this page, it's got online 24 hours a day training on how to use Mortgage Coach. By the way, did you use any of these videos as part of your training?
The bank provided those to us and we did have to watch them, yes. And they're great.
Oh, by the way, you had to watch them. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Say, make a note for all you branch managers as you bring new loan officers into your company. When you listen to this interview, he'll share how they use these videos in his training. And then have you been to any of our live training, either our Monday onboarding, our Wednesday, or our Thursday training? Did you go to any of those?
I personally have not, but you've got me wanting to now.
Yeah, every Wednesday, it's like strategies, how to do a rent versus own, how to do a move up, how to do a cost of waiting or buy now. And then every Thursday, there's a live coach. I also know that we've got a lot of custom training for your bank. So my guess is a lot of what we're doing on our Wednesday and Thursdays, you guys are, we're doing in a custom way for you guys.
Yep. Dave,
right,
I'm gonna leave with this, guys. I've watched a lot of Dave's podcast on YouTube, and you will not watch one and not learn something. They're so valuable. I actually stayed up late last night on YouTube watching a lot of these.
Sweet.
They're
Any favorites?
huge. They're huge, and I encourage people to just get on there and watch, because you're going to learn something, and it'll propel your business to the next level 100%.
Love that.
I'm ready for this year and to see how much my business grows from utilizing this software.
Love it. And well, if you're watching this, if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I do want to call out, there is a 10X playlist. So, and when I did these 10X playlist, it was all intentional. Every one of these loan officers is extraordinarily successful. And every one of these mortgage professionals has done, at least 300 Mortgage Coach total cost analysis. Most of these folks have done thousands. Jeremy's done over 5,000. Daniel Saw has done thousands of total cost analysis. So, Brian McCauley has done thousands. So all of these 10X interviews are like loan officers that aren't loan officers. They're mortgage coaches at the highest level. And check it out. My man, any other closing thoughts before we wrap it up?
That's it. I mean, I can't wait to hear you next week, obviously, and meet you in person. And I'm going to keep rocking and rolling. I've got a few loan officers under me that I'm preaching this to as well. And they're doing these TCAs nonstop. It's going to be huge for our market. We're actually fairly new to this market through one of the bank buyouts. And so this is huge to get us where we need to be.
Well, do me a favor and send over a couple example total cost analysis. For anyone listening to this, we'll put it down below. I'm looking forward to doing a keynote presentation. It's going to be called Obsessed with Impact, because that's my mantra for the year, obsessed with impact. And one of the things I've noticed is that the people that become, mortgage coaches like you, you're obsessed with impact. Like you really want to make a difference for people and you want to have impact on people. And I'm just stoked that you picked our platform as one of the tools you use to deliver that impact.
We appreciate you as well, Dave. I'm gonna say it again, guys. It's a game changer.
Take care, brother. In person in a couple of days. For anyone watching this, if you got value, give it a like, share it with your mortgage friends. For all you leaders, I hope that you will create a culture of mortgage coaches. And I've just given you the tools to do it. You know, go to that 10X tool, build that into your weekly sales meetings. If you're not doing weekly sales meetings, you should be doing weekly sales meetings. Take care, everybody. This is a wrap.